Let's now talk about Dhritarashtra. The boy who was born blind was considered unfit to be the king even though he was the eldest, and was actually told to his face that he was unfit. He still tried to be good with his brother, help him when he was a king, and eventually when Pandu made the mistake that made him step down from the throne of Hastinapura, grudgingly Bhishma makes Dhritarashtra the king, and immediately ensures that Vidura is appointed as a counselor, and Dhritarashtra is told that every decision he makes, he needs to consult it with Vidura before he puts that into action. It's almost as if Bhishma and Vidura are ruling in Dhritarashtra's stead, and when Dhritarashtra gets married to Gandhari, the princess of Gandhara, she makes a strange decision. When she finds out that her husband is blind, instead of deciding to be his eyes and help him in managing the kingdom, she decides to tie a cloth over her eyes herself and decides, if my husband can't see this world, nor will I. Along with Gandhari comes her brother Shakuni. In time, Gandhari becomes pregnant, and months pass. They hear of the birth of Yudhishthira, the eldest son of Pandu. Dhritarashtra realizes that this is going to turn into something nasty because his brother's son is now the eldest representative available in the family. But Gandhari has been pregnant almost for a year and is not delivering her child. A year turns into 2, and for some reason the child is still not born. Eventually, when the eldest son Duryodhana is born, it is on the same day as Bhima, the second son of Pandu. The difference between ages of these important characters is going to play a big role in the epic, but that's a story for another day. We know that the sons of Pandu are called Pandavas, and the sons of Dhritarashtra are called Kauravas. The name Kauravas actually derives from their ancestor known as Kuru. The son of Kuru are Kauravas. But if we were to use the same concept as Pandavas, the sons of Dhritarashtra are now going to be actually called Dhartarashtras. There's a lot of times in the Mahabharata when this term is used, and it applies to 100 boys and 1 girl. The eldest of whom is Duryodhana. The girl is called Dushala. Gandhari is living a life of a blind woman even though she can see. Dhritarashtra is worried about how the kingdom is going to pass into his brother's children's hands. Shakuni is playing his own games, and in between all of this is growing the young boy Duryodhana, who will eventually challenge Pandavas and all those who love them. For now, these boys are growing up in the palace, knowing they have cousins who live in forest. In time, they hear the news of Pandu's death, and Kunti, along with the 5 Pandava brothers, has returned back to Hastinapura. So what's with 100 children then? Gandhari had prayed to sage Vyasa that she should have 100 boys who are as strong as her husband Dhritarashtra. Vyasa had given her that promise that she will have 100 children. So when she becomes pregnant, time goes on and on and on. Eventually, 2 years later, she gives birth to a piece of flesh which is nothing like a child. Distressed, she calls upon Vyasa. Vyasa comes to her and says, "You did not have enough time to grow 100 children. So prepare 100 pots of ghee, and I will ensure that this flesh cut into 100 pieces will grow to be 100 sons." In the last moment, she said, "I want a daughter as well." So the flesh is cut into pieces, placed in the pot of ghee, and there it is incubated and grows in time to become 100 boys and 1 girl.